You're watching American Wire. Check out how Lauren Boebert takes off her gloves when she tries to stop this Biden official from being politically correct. Check out how she does it.
Can you tell me, can men get pregnant?
Unless you know something I don't, I think the answer is pretty obvious.
What is that answer, sir?
I'm asking you, is there something you know that I don't know that would say that a man...
Well, I'm asking what you know. Can men get pregnant?
I'm not aware of it.
Okay. Well, Mr. Secretary, materials coming from your department, you've referred to mothers as birthing persons, replacing that title with...
Are mothers not persons?
Mothers are persons, but it seems to be more inclusive, like you're trying to include another gender in that.
I'm all about inclusion, Congresswoman.
There you go. Well, just as a mother of 4 boys, I'm not necessarily offended at that. I am a person, but it's just unscientific and absurd.
How so?
To include men in that. If you're going to be inclusive, if you're going to be inclusive in birthing persons, yes.
Well, but it seems to me that you're trying to define the term.
Reclaiming my time. Can men get pregnant? So then we don't need to include them in this. Mothers are mothers. Moving forward, Mr. Secretary, I want to read for you from a document from your office, the Office of Population Affairs. It says in here, and I quote, "Gender-affirming care encompasses many facets of healthcare needs and support. It has been shown to increase positive outcomes for transgender and non-binary children." Mr. Secretary, what is a transgender child?
A child in America is a child in America, and I hope you and I can love that child just as much as we
Can you
love our own
define what a
children.
transgender child is?
That's a child in America, and it's an American citizen child who needs the services and love just the way any other child does.
Mr. Secretary, do you believe that a child is capable of making life-altering decisions to maim themselves?
So let me just say to you that I don't agree with your premise, but what I will say to you is children know much about themselves, and with the help of their...
Do you believe that children are capable of making the decision to self-mutilate?
Again, I don't necessarily accept the premise
Well,
of your
Mr. Secretary, I mean, you have gender-affirming care for young people, so this is something that you have looked over.
I don't equate gender-affirming care to mutilation. So if that's where you're going, then you're not going to get the answer you want.
So, Mr. Secretary here, can you tell me if there have been mastectomies, penectomies, or hysterectomies on children?
Well,
And have taxpayers funded that?
So I could probably use the help of my wife, who's an OBGYN, who could talk more, or maybe Dr. Burgess could help us out here.
For gender-affirming care, to be included in that.
I'm sorry, pose the question one more time, please.
In this gender-affirming care, Mr. Secretary, have there been tax dollars put forward to fund mastectomies, penectomies, and hysterectomies for sex reassignment purposes for minors with gender dysphoria?
So Americans are entitled to receive health care services. If they are entitled to receive any of the services that you just mentioned, then it would be against the law for us to try to deny them that care.
So for the record, you favor HHS's funding being able for sex reassignment, for surgeries on minors?
I will do everything I can to defend any American, including children, whether or not they fit the categories you have mentioned or not, and if they talk about gender-affirming care, I am there to protect the rights of any American.
You know what's so ridiculous about this interview with this Biden official? He's trying to stay politically correct. So that bears to question, if they cannot downright say that a child can have surgery that mutilates his body, her body, if they cannot outright say that is okay, then you know there's a problem with what they're trying to do. If they cannot outright say that, yes, it's okay to remove a child from a parent's care when a parent doesn't support their child going into surgery to transition, that child can be removed from a parent's home and their care and their love and their support. when they can't admit that, you know that they know there's something wrong with doing that. This is just downright disgusting. I like how Lauren just kept on trying to hold him to admit what he's pushing forward, what he supports. But to sit there and listen to his answers was just downright ridiculous. And then what comes to my mind is this. Who the heck are we electing to run our government, to run our country? And why are these people getting elected? Why are these people getting hired? Why are these people being put in these positions to change how we do what we do in our country, what our values are, trying to kill and just break down our values? Why are they getting elected? I feel that's something we should really take a look at, because it doesn't look like it's stopping and it's only getting worse.